Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Winter, and I am the CEO of Reach. We are continuing the series of interviewing the people that participated in the Bounty Hack program. Today, we're going to be talking to Chris Baunak. How do you pronounce your last name?
Bonic rhymes with Sonic.
Baunak. Nice. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. And just a few questions about the process of learning Reach and launching an Algorand, and just overall get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
Well, first question, just to kind of kick this off, is tell us your background as a developer.
I actually started programming way back in high school. I can't really call it programming. It was making simple indie games with the Game Maker program, which belonged to Yo-Yo Games at that time. It's changed a few hands since then. And from there, I kind of started working with their derivative of JavaScript language that they had, and then from there, getting into the basic web development languages with Code Academy courses. Um, Started a degree in computer science, and about a few years into that, I got an internship with the help of a friend at a local company that was a subsidiary of Macmillan Learning. I worked there for about 2.5 years, and then left there to go and wrap up my degree, and then here I am today, about to start a new job in about 4 days.
That's awesome. Congratulations. So, before you worked on with Reach, have you done anything on blockchain before?
I did a very little bit. It was mostly some remix tutorials with Solidity, and then a little bit of working with Truffle. But the tools were just, and the initial setup and everything was just so convoluted that, and all the tutorials were mostly outdated, that I kind of just dropped that whole interest into that part of development. But then I discovered Reach, and it's like, great, it's it's viable now.
Yeah, right on. Cool. Like, so what initially excited you about the project you worked on, or actually working with Reach specifically to dig deeper into um, that a little bit?
Um, Working on the penny auction, it was really the prospect of seeing what up to that point had just been an automatic contract become interactive by connecting it to the web, and seeing most of the dApps that I've worked with until that point had been exchanges. And so you don't see a lot of interactivity like you would see in a penny auction with an exchange. So
Yeah,
that's that's what excited me most about working on the project.
awesome. So tell us about the development process. Like, what challenges did you actually face along the way?
I would say the primary challenge was learning React. My first and foremost framework is Angular, so kind of getting used to the differences that exist between those two. And then secondary challenge was getting accustomed to more of the complex functionality within Reach. Since I had only done basic Solidity tutorials, I hadn't come across stuff like fork or the structures that would make up parallel reduce. And so wrapping my head around those took some time.
One of the things that I tell everybody, and I don't think they believe me, is that with Reach, what we've done is made the hardest part about building a blockchain application the interface. And you know, what would you agree or disagree with that?
Well, what did you say? What are you describing as the interface? Kind of the functions?
No, the JavaScript portion, like the React portion, like building the thing that people interface with.
Um, yeah, I think that would be an accurate assessment because setup is so easy now. Um, yeah, I'm gonna second that assessment.
Cool. Um, so tell me about the process and the community and like it working to get to the point of finishing your project. How did you enjoy that, or were there any issues with that?
I asked you, Jay and Dan, a lot of questions, and that was really as smooth as it could go because you guys are very good at answering the questions quickly. Um, so really no issues there. I do think seeing some of the other people in the community asking questions and stuff made me realize that I'm I need to be bringing up more of the stuff that I see because with Reach being in zero point 0.1, for it to be as airtight as possible when it hits 1.0, the community needs to be saying, "Hey, here were some warnings I saw on the console," and stuff like that. Like I I saw the warnings that another member had brought up, but I didn't actually go and bring those up when I should have. So
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we always say is that we don't actually exist without our community. I mean, as much as we love our product, but it doesn't matter unless people are using it and are having a good experience using it. And we'll be the first one to actually admit that we're early. We're still building things. We're still learning. And when people bring things up, it makes it so we can make the product better. So I do appreciate you do bringing things. When you, I appreciate that you did actually bring things up though. Eventually. Um, so what are your thoughts on using Reach as a platform for building distributed applications?
I like it. Um, I definitely see the improvements that it's brought that kind of set it past what Solidity is in terms of development and kind of, like we said before, the ease of setup and how the most difficult portion you're going to have to deal with is the interface.
You know?
And so it's really, in that respect, it's made it so close to just picking up a new language. Like, say you've only learned Python and you want to learn Java. Well, say you want to only learn Python, you want to learn Reach. That's kind of where it seems to be going in the direction of, and I'm really,
Cool.
really glad about that.
Let's kind of switch over to the protocols themselves. Part of the goal was to launch on Algorand. Can you talk about that experience and how it was the difficulties or how easy that was?
It was definitely easier in terms of both fees and transaction speed. Like if I were ever to take the application I made and actually put it onto mainnet, if I did that with the Ethereum version of the application, I would be looking at like at least $100 just to test it once. But then if I bring the Algorand version to mainnet, I might not even make 5 cents on multiple tests. So price first and foremost, but then also the um, transaction speed and just how quickly everything is moving through. And I think an addendum to that um, is kind of just how different Algorand is from Ethereum and how Algorand is so much more research-based approach to developing the chain, whereas Ethereum seems to be a more move fast and break things approach. Um, And I can respect that move fast and break things approach when it's like SpaceX and it's their own money and stuff. But when Ethereum is introducing a bug, and I think it's Aragon eventually moved off the Ethereum chain because of one of those bugs just taking down the whole platform. And
Hmm.
so when you're a chain, that research-based approach is really what I want to see incorporated
Yeah.
because it shows a recognition of just you're not just handling your money, you're handling all the people on the chain's money when you're the maker of the chain.
Yeah. Excellent. So now that you've finished your application, you've launched it. Do you feel do you want to continue building on blockchain or building blockchain applications?
I do. One of the applications I want to go and build is kind of go back to one of the old Solidity tutorials that I had and kind of rebuild that thing in blockchain, possibly do a video tutorial on it, and then see how that video tutorial stacks up to the amount of time it takes to do it with Solidity, um, to kind of give a one-to-one comparison of, okay, here's how long it would take with the traditional development dApp development tools, and here's how long it would take with the Reach development tools.
That would be awesome. I don't think we actually have any of those type of things. So that would be I would appreciate it if you did something of that sort. Um, so final question is I always ask a developer that's gone through the process, do you have any tips or any thoughts that you would like to tell any new developers coming up or have an potential interest learning blockchain development?
Um, I would really recommend kind of joining the community Discord first, and maybe being around there for a week and seeing people like ask questions and stuff, and maybe talking to the people a bit because that's really the one of the things I was majorly missing when getting into Solidity development is I would go over to Stack Overflow like I would traditionally with maybe like a Python question or something. It was just empty. And that made it very difficult to be able to ask questions about problems I was running into. But with the Reach Discord and um, all of the development team being very responsive very quickly, it's a crucial piece to learning the language, to having the experts right there and being able to ask them questions and knowing that they'll respond quickly. So that's really the first place I would point them in the direction.
Yeah, I would echo that. I would love for everybody to come join us in the community, ask questions, figure things out, and we try to be very responsive. And we're actually only adding more and more people to make sure that the questions are answered even quicker than what we have been previously. So that is all my questions. I just want to thank you once again, Chris, for putting in the effort, joining the actual community, and being a very beneficial part of the community and helping other people as well. It's been great to have you, and can't wait to see the next thing you're gonna build.
Yeah. And I can't wait to build more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.